everybody? It's the Commish of the League of Legends. Here to make a quick video to update you guys on some of the changes that'll be going on in the league this year. Last season we had a second kicker spot, which this year we're going to get rid of, and we're going to add a wide receiver, tight end, flex. All right, it gets a little tricky, so pay attention. We're going to have 19 rounds in this year's draft, like we did last season and the season before. 19 rounds. And in these 19 rounds, your starters are going to consist of 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 wide receiver running back flex, 1 wide receiver tight end flex, a tight end, kicker, and a defense. Okay? So that means that you can have up to 2 tight ends playing at one time, 4 wide receivers playing at one time, 3 wide receivers, a running back, tight end, whatever the combination is that you feel your team needs to win, that's what you do. Now, as far as drafting goes, we have a format. Now, I'll be handing out a sheet so you can keep track of your picks. And on this sheet, you should have no more than 3 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 2 kickers, 2 defenses, and now between the wide receivers and the tight ends, you should have 7 players. Which means if you want to draft 6 wide receivers and 1 tight end, that's fine. If you want to draft 2 tight ends and 5 wide receivers, that's fine. But you have to draft at least 1 tight end, and between the 2, you have to have 7 players, which makes 19. Okay? I know it's kind of complicated, but it kind of having a format pretty much eliminates the whole somebody will eliminate somebody harping in on one position. Somebody drafting 7 running backs or 6 or 8 running backs, because we've had people who have drafted so many in one position, leaving the pool at that position shallow. So we have a format. So once again, 19 rounds. You draft 3 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 2 kickers, 2 defenses, and between wide receiver and tight end, 7 players. And you can mix and match whatever you want with those 7 players. You can draft 3 tight ends and the rest wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as long as you have 1 tight end on your roster, that's fine. But see, the thing is that after the draft, you can do what you want with your roster. The format is just for the draft. So once your team is in place and I post everything and all the players are in, you can go in there and mix and match and do whatever it is you want to do with your roster. But for the draft, there has to be a format. Team reps. I'm very big on team reps. The team rep rule is no matter what team you like, whoever's your favorite team, you have to keep a player from that team on your roster all season long. Now, it doesn't have to be the same player, but as long as when game time comes, you have a player on your team that's a representative from your favorite team. So say for Kenny. Kenny's a Raider fan. So all season long, he has to have a Raider on his bench. Say he drafts his team rep, right? He drafts him. And later on down the line, he says, oh, well, I don't want this guy anymore on my roster. He has to pick up another Raider to keep on his roster. Doesn't have to be this person you draft. You don't have to draft them. But by game time, you have to have a team rep on your roster, or it's negative 10 points for your final points for that week. All right? That being said, the draft is fast approaching, people. It'll be here very, very soon. What's today? Today's already the 6th. And do your homework. I'm telling you. This is you can't, and if you're into mock drafts, you really can't mock this draft because it's a 2 quarterback league. I mean, there aren't any formats out there in mock drafts that have 2 quarterbacks. So, also, I was thinking about putting points per completion, but I'm not gonna do that because you get quarterbacks that throw the ball a lot. They're constantly throwing the ball, and you can get a quarterback putting up 80, 90 points. Especially if he throws the ball 20 times a game and they catch the ball 20 times, that's 20 points automatically, not to mention the touchdowns and the yardage and all that other stuff. We're talking 80, 90 points for a quarterback, so I'm not going to do that. But I am going to have points per reception, so that should definitely be interesting to see. You get wide receivers that catch the ball a lot, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be fun. Just remember, August 26th, 1 p.m. sharp is the draft. And just make sure you're there, man. And be prepared for a good time. Rain or shine, that's when the draft is. If it's nice and hot out, we'll have it outside. If it's raining, we'll be inside. So regardless of the weather, it's on the 26th. No problem. Also, if you have any questions, any concerns, whatever the case may be, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Text me, email me, whatever the case may be, and I'll help you out. That's what I'm here for. I'm the commish of the League of Legends. And I'm out.